Hey everybody, Brimstone here, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. This video, we are covering The King of the Hill Season 14, Episode 8 review. This will have spoilers. I'm going to do a little bit of a breakdown of it. And yeah, so before we get into this, if you do enjoy the video, or if you don't enjoy the video, hit the like or dislike button. If you want to see more, hit that sub button, turn on the notifications. And if you really have something to say, please feel free to drop a comment. I always like to hear from you, and I respond to everybody that I can. So the series begins with Peggy doing one of her embellishments, but unlike before, Hank doesn't back this one up because he is tired of it. He's tired of lying, and Hank really hates lying. It actually goes profoundly against Hank's nature, and this upsets Peggy. So they hear something in the garage next door as they're having this conversation, and they go over, and there is Con in the garage with a mattress. And he tells Hank that him and Min have divorced and that their whole thing is a sham. They got a 30th wedding anniversary come up. The whole thing is themed around this 30th anniversary. And which is really weird because this is a continuity error, because in the this is a massive continuity error. Because in the episode where the decline and fall of Peggy Hill, you find out that they hadn't been married, the end of season 3, that Hank and Peggy had been married 20 years. And Min and Con had only been married 13. And now Min and Con had been married 30 years, and Hank and Peggy only 29. So that's a large continuity error there. And I really hope they, fired the person who really screwed that one up. Well, King of the Hill isn't known for its hardcore continuity. That's one of the things that's been kind of well established, is that Con and Min were married way before, after Peggy and Hank got married. But that's besides the fact, other than that continuity error. So, and Hank tells Con that, Con tells Hank that he can't tell anybody, that he just can't say anything. He's got to lie. Because it's a big deal in the Asian community, apparently, that you have to stay married. You have to pretend to have a happy marriage, even if you're not in a happy marriage. Keeping up appearances and stuff, because it's part of their culture. Divorce is not something that really happens. While this is all happening, Hank goes back and has to lie to Peggy and stuff like that. And Peggy knows he's lying about something because she's Peggy and is unbelievably snoopish. And all this is happening, and Bobby is setting up the menu for their 30th wedding anniversary. And they are sitting there talking about stuff, and they're just reconnecting, as people do. They've been disconnected for a while, and they are reconnecting now that they are once again friends. And he has broken up with Willow, and they sit there and talk, and they're going over the menu, which absolutely sounds delicious. God, that just making me hungry thinking about it. I know, fat guy hungry. So they're going over that, and then it segues into the thing, and it's a cluster. They got a live band. Shane, Ted and Shane are there with his wife. The voice actors for Ted and Shane are really off-putting, because Ted's voice is just not like it used to be throughout this series, and he's far more prolific in talking in this. And they're doing their thing, and Joseph's hitting on everybody. God, he's so much like John Redcorn. He hits on all the people. Joseph, don't eat the food. Joseph, don't hit on the divorcees. Stuff like that. And it's just such a cluster and tangle. It moves so fast of everything that happens. So Shane and Connie are in an ethical, non-monogamous relationship. And it's all about physicality, being together, but not having to deal with emotional baggage. As it said in the episode before last, it's all about ethical non-monogamy. It's just a reason for college girls to get dick. And that's actually said in the show by Willow. Bless her heart. She just gut punched it right there. And they go through the episode of this sham. But not only was Min and Con doing a sham, Shane and Connie were doing the thing as well, because they know that neither of their parents would have approved a non-ethical relationship. And Shane's being full-on boyfriend material while he's there. But we all know that Shane sleeps and does whatever the hell he wants. The most important in Shane's life is Shane. and that will never change unless something drastic happens. So they go through the episode, and it all culminates to Hank and Connie sitting down having a conversation, and somehow a camera gets on them, and it broadcasts that they know that they are divorced and stuff, and it's broadcast to everybody in the room. And they go out, and Connie's just tired. She knew about the divorce. She's tired. She's broken down. She hates keeping up this facade, and it's killing her. And everything crashes. Everybody finds out. Con tries to cover it up, but Min just blows it open. She's like, nope, we're done with this crap. Because she sees what it's doing to Connie. And it's killing her that she has to do all this, and that her parents are split and everything like that. So they go in, and they're doing all their stuff. And they have this massive conversation. Everybody piles out. Shane and Ted Wasana-san all leave. And Connie's like, hey, I could really use somebody. And right now I'm really going through it. And Shane just goes, that's the point of ethical non-monogamy. My shit isn't yours. I got to go hook up with somebody. And he heads out, and Connie puts on her jacket and leaves and goes to sit out on the golf course because, of course, they're at Nine Rivers. And soon after, Bobby comes out with a some of his food, and they sit down and they talk. And Connie's just like, hey, I could just use a hug right now. He's like, hey, I always got hugs for you. And they just sit there and hug, showing Bobby and Connie truly reconnecting. So now that this is happening, Hank finally broke down to Peggy partway through the episode about the lie and everything like that. And he was just not having it. She was just not having any of it. But by the end of the episode, all of her little embellishments, Hank started backing and embracing, because they weren't hurting anybody, because it doesn't really matter in the long run. As long as you don't lie about the most important things in your life, you just be honest about those. But Peggy telling one of her crazy stories is not bad at all. So Hank finally accepts that a little embellishment is good, but as long as you keep the big things out, they aren't there. I would give this episode an 8 out of 10. The connection of Bobby, the prolificness of everything that's going on. This is one of the linchpin episodes of the whole series. One of the things that props it up, that makes it great. And there's 2 more episodes left in the series, and man, they are absolute bangers, better than this one. So if you want to see those, hit that like, hit that sub button, share this out there, leave a comment below. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day.